Welcome to Get the Facts, and this is the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives and national development activities and interest. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. May 9 marks the celebration of Europe Day and the 46th anniversary of EU-Jamaica relations. Today, we will be looking at some of the programs and the projects funded by the EU and how these have made a difference in the lives of Jamaicans. Here with us for this discussion is Mr. Fredrik EKfeldt, Charge d'Affaires of the Delegation of the European Union of Jamaica. Sir Fredrik, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
How are you doing today?
Excellent. I'm so pleased to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let's get the facts. Today is a significant day for the countries of the European Union and Jamaica. You know, it represents a 46-year milestone of our partnership. And I was curious about what form that partnership takes. And if you could just give us a bit of a foundational understanding of that partnership.
Of course, but we should remember that the European Union of 2021 was not the one that we knew 46 years ago. It was a small organization,
yes,
very small, with very few member states. Today, it is an organization with 27 member states. At that time, less than 10. And it has evolved from being a purely economical cooperation organization to help the member states to have much more prosperous economies, to become a much more all-encompassing organization that is there to help member states where they're not able to find a solution at their national level. So it's a complementary efforts to the one done by the member states. And same thing, so when the European Union, at that time, European communities,
yes,
46 years ago, when we entered a relationship with Jamaica, it was, I would say, only a economic organization, and then that also had an ambition in development aid.
Wonderful, wonderful. So economic aid, developmental aid, and now we're celebrating 46 years of that. So give us an idea, what are some of the activities that will be done to celebrate this relationship and promote greater ties during this day? Well,
COVID times, unfortunately, we're all suffering from it.
Yes.
So the digital dimension, the virtual dimension is the key to success this year, as it was also last year. But we have tried in the past to have a multiple dimension toward the celebration. So it has always very often coincided with the European Film Festival also. So to celebrate European culture, to show the diversity to the Jamaican people, but at the same time also having different receptions for business people, for diplomats, for people of your government to celebrate, to show via the media what European Union is and how keen we are to partner with Jamaica. So we've tried to have a large spectrum, but this year I'm afraid that we will have to do it only virtual.
Which is the cry that everybody has.
Yes, I know.
Which leads me to my next question. You mentioned COVID-19 and
yes,
the impact it's having on everybody. So what level of interest does Europe now have or is projecting to have towards Jamaica?
Well, COVID has meant a lot of, obliged us to rethink how we can partner with Jamaica.
Yes.
We are all confronting the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, and the European Union is a country, is an organization that adheres to what the WHO says,
yes,
namely that it's only the day where everyone will be vaccinated that we will really be able to have to go to the next phase of opening up our societies. So this, our partnership with Jamaica is exactly in that context, that we want to help Jamaica to get vaccinated as quickly as possible for those who want, notably by financing a big program that's called COVAX, which is Jamaica has benefited to a certain degree from, although other efforts will have to be made because COVAX is not a one-stop solution. But what we have done also, we managed last year to redirect funds in order to help the government of Jamaica to face COVID-19 challenges.
Yes.
So notably in the aspect of health. So it was extremely timely, I think, that 29 ventilators were delivered in April last year, just when the pandemic was rising.
And that sort of doubled our capacity here.
It did indeed, but then of course, but it should be said that it is not the European Union that came up with this idea.
Yes.
I would like to stress that what we do in terms of development aid is now mostly budget support. What is budget support? Budget support is your government do fantastic job in different areas, and then we say, this is very good. We would like to help you. Can we help you? So the government comes to tell us how we can assist, because they are the driving seat. And actually, so it was for the ventilators, it was very astute, clever people in your health sector that identified that this was a weakness before the pandemic struck. So it was very, very timely that they had come up with this. And we were so glad to be able to support Jamaica in that endeavor.
That is very, very interesting information. Hey, it's the program Get the Facts. So
yeah.
We're getting the facts here. You mentioned COVAX. You have mentioned healthcare support and financial support. So that's in the areas of finance, in the areas of health. What other areas is the EU interested in partnering with Jamaica on?
We have funds where we can help Jamaica in different sectors, but we're not just giving money and say that do whatever you want with it.
Right.
It is you, that the Jamaican government, that is telling us, hey, we have now progressed in the area of justice, for instance, and we would like to do more. How can we partner more together? And then we see, and actually, since a lot was done in the right direction in the area of justice, the European Union has, for the past 5-6 years, partnered heavily with Jamaica with a lot of successes.
Yes.
For instance, the clearance rates of court cases. Jamaica is now at 96% of clearances for court cases, and that is above the 90% international threshold.
Oh.
And so I'm not saying that it's because of the European Union.
But the partnership.
But it's the partnership, and you being, Jamaica being in the driving seat and clearly showing this is what we want to do. Let us see how we can partner more.
Wonderful, wonderful. Ambassador, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're still getting the facts. So I just want you to prepare, after we go to this break, to prepare to dive in the details. You've mentioned justice. I know we're going to talk about poverty and also about gender. So we're going to go to that. So just hold on there. We're going to go to a break. So please stay with us.
Is your facility approved for COVID-19 testing? The Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, through the JANAC Accreditation or Pre-Accreditation Approval Program, validates labs and point-of-care testing facilities such as medical centers. Accreditation safeguards the quality of test results and consumer well-being. Use a JANAC accredited or PAP approved facility for your tests, and let's defeat COVID-19 together. Contact the Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation, confirming competence, providing confidence in the marketplace.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We've been discussing the EU-Jamaica relations, particularly where it comes to development assistance, as we celebrate today, May 9, the Europe Day. And, of course, 46 years of Jamaica relations, of EU-Jamaica relations. We've been having this discussion with Mr. Fredrik EKfeldt, the charge d'affaires of the delegation, I keep saying off, but the delegation of European Union to Jamaica. And the last time we were discussing justice, justice support. And I know that we have to talk about poverty reduction and a few other things, but could you just finish your point?
installations, the capabilities, the training of the judges, training of clerical person has meant that the quality of the justice sector is at I would say at a very high level nowadays in Jamaica. Looking at where the justice sector now is in Jamaica, I would say that the prospect for Jamaica is very good to have trust from its citizens.
And I understand that the partnership has helped Jamaica's justice system function throughout the COVID crisis, because just because COVID is here, justice doesn't stop.
In fact, it was also very timely. The courts underwent a digitalization process just before COVID struck. And when COVID struck, the digital installations were there. So, in fact, this achievement of court clearance rate happened during the year of the pandemic, which shows that it was possible nowadays to have court hearings with digital tools, meaning that you could have people sitting on the other side of the island, linking in, being heard, interacting, participating. So in fact, the court system never slowed down during COVID thanks to this modernization, to which we contributed to a certain extent.
That is great. That is great. And you've kept saying timely, and I can't help but agree with you. Very timely. I'd like us to discuss the poverty reduction program.
Yes.
And the initiative, and how it benefits the communities. Now, in my reading leading up to this conversation that we're having, I came across indexes which are used to identify and grade the communities that are helped by the poverty reduction program.
The European Union, if you just take first step out from Jamaica, just look at the European Union, there's also a lot of solidarity within the European Union for the member states that are much less off than the more affluent ones.
Right.
So there is this whole concept of solidarity. In order to show solidarity, you must know where the money should go. And criteria, if you use criteria such as income level, the level of education, and the level of violence, and the single parenthood, etc. These are all criteria that are amalgamated and which enables the specialist to see where the proper allocation should go.
Right.
So these indexes are built on facts.
Yes.
You like facts?
Of course.
I like facts.
Yes.
And so facts are the ones that are steering the program, very much so for the whole efforts of the European Union.
What sort of intervention then takes place? Is it just financial assistance, or are there on-the-ground interventions?
The whole purpose is to have a long-standing effect, to ensure that people get vocational training, that single mothers can be alleviated in order to get some training. So the whole purpose is to empower people, and you don't do that by just handing out grants.
Yes, true. Understood. All right, so we've discussed so far, gotten quite a bit of facts about the health system. We discussed the ventilators, timely intervention, the partnership, and you reminded us and you taught us how the partnership works. Jamaica and the driver's seat, identifying issues. You just layered in the fact that it's data-driven. Yep. I think that's very important to our viewers, that these programs are data-driven. But they're
not just data-driven when they start, but they're data-driven throughout the whole implementation.
Yes.
Because there are different milestones whereby together with the government, we check the achievements. How far have we gone? Can we do a little better? Or are we already exceeding our expectations? So facts continue being used.
So a level of performance that you need to tick off and say, okay, we've hit this. All right, so the EU has been, and it continues to provide, help in the areas of gender equality and gender-based violence. This is something that has taken over the national mind quite recently.
Yes.
So could you give us some more information about how you help it?
It's a trilateral program. Your government, the UN, and the European Union called the Spotlight Initiative.
Yes.
And the Spotlight Initiative, so basically the UN is implementing together with your government different under programs in order to prevent gender-based violence, and we finance 20 million euros for 3-4 years, and already now the program is being implemented. It left the conceptual state and now it's being implemented in difficult neighborhoods, yes. But also, so we target everything from toxic masculinity, we shelters, building shelter for women, help to women to come back to normal life, information campaigns in order to ordinary people get informed about what gender violence is really.
Give us some ideas on how your help in financial planning and assistance to Jamaica, how does that work?
What is needed in the Ministry of Finance in Jamaica is also needed in Ministry of Finance of Sweden, my own country, or other countries. Continuous training, especially in new areas. So yes, there is public finance management, how yes. To adapt to more modern standards, to have a better overview, to have accountability, and so this is kind of training that is co-financed by the European Union, but maybe implemented by a Jamaican trainer.
Yes.
So it's a facilitation of that. Today, what is visible is a partnership of equals, meaning that European Union recognizes that Jamaica is a full-fledged democracy, sharing the same values as we do, keen on multilateralism and reinforcement of the UN. And these are areas where we would like to work much more with Jamaica. So we really feel that Jamaica belongs to the democratic club, and we need to reinforce a relationship also in the political area and not just the economic and the financial area.
All right. This has been Get the Facts. Our guest was Mr. Fredrik EKfeldt, chargé d'affaires of the delegation of the European Union to Jamaica. For more information on the work of the European Union in Jamaica, visit eeas.europa.eu/delegations/Jamaica. And you should see that on your screen. Until next time, when Get the Facts brings you, as always, more important information. I'm Theodore Henry. Thank you for watching.